it's Dave with Quad City Safety. We're starting to get asked a lot about safety helmets. So traditionally we always had our cap style with a bill, or our hat style, so a full brim or a safari you might hear it called. But kind of around a lot of the renewables, you're starting to see a lot more of helmets, so climbing helmets. And one of the advantages there is you're in a lower profile, so you have the ability to not kind of bang your head on everything. Like I've gone up tower a couple times, and having a climbing helmet on versus a hard hat, you would not believe how much less you bang your head on everything as you're kind of trying to clear through the floors on that. So what we've done is we've kind of grabbed a couple different ones, and we wanted to go over some of the key features that exist on these. So we've kind of lined them up, and realistically, we've got a higher end, we've got a lower end, and by no means is any of the safety concerns. These are all rated and tested the same way. So there's maybe some more features and benefits on one, but it's always going to be the user's preference to what they actually like. So when we kind of start here at the Kask, you know, they are kind of ahead of everybody when it comes to specifically helmets, because remember, helmets is kind of what Kask does. You know, they've kind of positioned themselves in the equestrian market, bicycle helmets. So they've kind of integrated a lot of technology into these helmets. Great safety features. Probably the thing that I like the best about the Kask is the suspension and the way that it hits my head. Also, the fact that you can change the hygiene system out of it. Especially, this is the Zenith. The Zenith X has more flexibility, and as well as an easier change to some of the parts that you need to do for that hygiene. Because obviously, if we're doing our job, we're sweating. This one also comes, just about every model comes in a vented style, which if we're around electric hazards, we can't really do. We have to have a Series E. So a lot of them do have the Series C or G or E. So you need to make sure that you're paying attention to not just whether it's comfortable, but what our concerns are. They're type 1, so that means they're meant to be struck from the top. So as we work over the next one we've gone from Kask to 3M. So 3M obviously has some stuff that I like. One of the things is, obviously, I got a little bacon in the neck there, is the way that they're, most of the others straps hook on, you have these pinch points. So often when I go to put them on, pinch my neck. The one thing that I like about this 3M model is it is driven by a magnet. So as we kind of grab it and put it there, we kind of see how that kind of attaches itself. So there's less propensity for it to pinch your neck. So again, see how that loads there. Most of the helmets have the similar, I'm not sure what you'd call this, but mechanism where you're popping it in and out. When we talk about other features that really like about this is the fact that you do have the UV indicator. So often when we're wearing things in sunlight, we don't understand how fast things deteriorate. And sunlight obviously will degrade these plastics over time, causing them to be brittle and fail possibly if they were struck. So as we kind of move on, the suspensions between these two, I love both of them in their hard hat models, the 3M and then the Mine Safety Appliance MSA. So the MSA V-Guard system, the things that I like about it is, again, it has a really decent suspension. It's not bad. I just prefer the Kask out of all of them. But one of the key features on it is some of their attachment points. They're kind of ahead in some of those. Most of all of these have the ability to have a visor, pop down glass, muffs off of them. Every one of them doesn't have the same. So also everything that fits one doesn't fit the other. So you kind of got to make sure you understand what the add-ons that you want, whether it's a face shield, whether you don't need a face shield, because that could also affect which model you go on to. But MSA's gone ahead of everybody from the attachment points, the slotted adapter, but also the ability to pop the face shield mechanism right into there. For instance, 3M's has one that kind of pops down. So they're all a little bit different, but that's why I like this one. The Pyramex comes in as a value. Very similar in capabilities, has a pretty decent, as we can see, movable swinging suspension, so it's going to fit a lot of head types. But as a price point, and this Ridgeline series that they come out really looks, it's a sexy helmet for the price. I mean, as you can see, style, everybody likes style in this carbon fiber. While this is not carbon fiber, I don't want anybody to get confused with that. It's the same. It's a plastic, just like the rest of these. It does dress itself up very good. So if you're in the market to start looking at helmets, think about the fact that they're lower profile. They have chin straps, so we're not going to have them blowing off our head as we're going through doorways and plants, or as we're climbing wind towers, or whatever environments are. They do have the ability to have a lot of the stuff that hangs off a hard hat now, whether it may be hearing protection, additional eye and face protection, as well as the fact that looking at the hazards that we do need to cover. Just to reiterate, some of them are Series E, some of them are Series G, some of them are Series C. So we have all different flavors. The last thing that I'll hit on is most of your helmet styles, when we talk about traditional hard hats, a lot of times people get caught up on cost. And it'll be a $15 to $20 cap, depending on whether it's logoed or not. But most people don't realize that the suspension in most of those caps, if we get out the literature and read the fine print, states that on an annual basis, we need to make sure that we are changing that out. A lot of these are multiple years. So again, it depends on which helmet. So you can get a very long lifetime out of this guy. So a lot of times the sticker shock of it, if you think about you're going to have it for a while, you can right size that in your head. So again, if you'd like to look at helmets, look at attachments to the existing helmets you got, or maybe look at a different style, don't hesitate to reach out to us at quadcitysafety.com.